Wallowing in the pain and shame of the financial mess you're probably in? Don't worry, I'll give you some financial clarity as to what may be going on. By the way, I'm Chelsea. Nice to meet you. For those of you that are already subscribed, welcome back. And for those of you that are new, make sure that you tap that like button and the subscribe button if you find this video helpful. Now let's get down to the meat and potatoes of this video, shall we? There are several reasons as to why someone may go broke. One of the reasons why could be unexpected expenses. It doesn't matter if you have a budget. The world is not perfect. Life isn't perfect. Life still happens to you. Things can happen within your life, such as medical bills, phone destroyed, your car getting into an accident, and many things within that sort. These could put a financial strain on the individual's finances, which can cause them to go broke. Another reason why people go broke is because they are living beyond their means. They may have the intentions of budgeting, but they probably had unrealistic expectations as to what their budget could be or what their income could be, or they overspent too much on their expenses, which in turn caused them to go broke. Another reason as to why people go broke even though they budgeted is a job loss or a loss in your income. This is something that could or could not be out of your control. And because of people that lose their jobs or get a pay cut, it becomes increasingly more difficult to maintain their budgets. And for that, they also go broke. The fourth reason as to why a lot of people go broke is because they have high interest debt. They can find that paying off this type of debt is extremely difficult, even though they're budgeting. And sometimes some of these people use their credit card to cover their expenses. And when that debt gets too big for them, they go broke. And last but not least is lack of savings. It doesn't matter if you have a budget. A lot of people still go broke because they don't save enough for emergencies or retirement. They use debts to try to cover these emergency expenses, and when it becomes too much for them, they in turn become broke. These things will come and quickly bite you in the butt. It is important to save up for these things, and a lot of people don't even have enough money for a $1,000 emergency, let alone a $500 emergency. So it's important to save, and when people don't save for these expenses, they use debt and they rack up this debt very quickly, which, you guessed it, makes them go broke. But there is a solution. There is always a way to avoid going broke. And number one is living below your means. If you can afford right here, go a little lower. In fact, a little bit lower than that. You gotta make sure that your expenses is less than your income as much as you can. One way to do this is by making a budget and sticking to it. My favorite way of budgeting is cash envelopes, which is where you have physical cash. And when you not have the cash in the envelope, that means that you just cannot overspend in it. I love this cash budgeting method so much because it allows me to stay within my budget and not overspend or over budget within certain categories. If you like, you can go on to my other videos so that way you can learn more on this topic as well. Another way to avoid going broke is to reduce or completely get rid of your high interest debt. High interest debt also could be your credit card debt or any other type of debt, can be very, very difficult to pay off. So it is important to find a way to get rid of them ASAP or try to consolidate them all into one low interest loan. Another way on how to avoid going broke is to save for emergencies. This could be medical emergencies, car emergencies, house emergencies. Save for them. So when they actually happen, you may be boo-hoo crying, but your wallet isn't boo-hoo crying with you. So I'm going to show you guys my little favorite buddy right here. This is my savings binder right here, and I have different categories that in which I save for to make sure that in case an emergency happens within any of these categories, I at least have some sort of cushion to lay down on. Like for here, I have a car expense right here. I don't know if you guys can see it. Can you guys see it? I hope you guys can. And then I also have one for a general emergency fund right here as well. So these are some examples for you guys to take notes, so that way you guys are prepared for any type of emergency that happens. Because guess what? Life happens, and you can't prepare, and you can't honestly think that they're not going to happen to you, because they will. So make sure that you are saving up for them. Another thing to avoid going broke is to continuously invest in yourself. In this ever-growing job market, staying stagnant into one career or thinking that your job will never be replaced is going to have you digging your foot in the ground so fast. So make sure that you are continuously improving yourself, constantly looking for skills, and looking for better job opportunities every single time. Because the more you grow in value in this job market, the more you can demand for your salary, and the better way for you to not go broke. Another way you can avoid going broke is to start saving for retirement. As soon as you start working, you better be putting at least a couple dollars into your 401k, Roth IRA, whatever it is. This should be pretty self-explanatory. I'm not gonna go in deep into this, please. The sixth way to avoid going broke is to avoid lifestyle inflation. As your income increases, watch your expenses because they may increase with it. Try to control it as much as possible. With your extra money, instead of trying to spend more with that extra money, use that extra money to invest it and watch your money grow as time passes on. And last but not least, educate yourself on personal finance. The more you educate yourself on your finances and how to make sure that you are managing your money correctly, the more skills you are equipping yourself, so that way you won't go broke within the future. And that's why you're probably subscribed to me, because you want to know how to grow yourself into the better person you can, spiritually, financially, and mentally. Remember, budgeting is a very powerful tool, but it is not the only tool that you can use to manage your finances. It may not solve all of your money issues. Yes, creating a budget and sticking to it will help you live below your means, probably reduce or probably eliminate your debt, and maybe cover your expenses and emergency expenses in case they come up, but it will not help you with everything regarding your finances. For instance, budgeting alone may not be able to completely eliminate debt if someone has a lot of high interest debt on them. They may have to complement it with other strategies such as debt consolidation, debt consultation, or moving all of their debt into one interest, low-paying loan. Additionally, budgeting may not be able to solve larger financial issues such as unemployment, underemployment, and a lack of savings. These types of things may require more significant changes, such as you finding a new job, or finding a way to get a promotion, or going back to school to increase your skills. And last but not least, budgeting is just one of the many money management tools within this world. If you want to be able to complement it with other things, you can. It is not the only tool that you should be using. Remember, there are always a bunch of other ways to make sure that your finances are under control and you don't go broke. And that's it, folks. Make sure you leave a comment and like this video, and also subscribe. Let me know what you want to see in the future, so that way I can make more of it. And with that, thank you so much.